Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ETS2. The map combos have been fixed, I think. We will see that today, but we'll give it another go. We'll be starting off where we left off in the previous episode. We fell off the map somewhere here, north of Lutsk. So we're starting off in Kovel and making our way past the border to Belarus and going to deliver this in Gomel. Yes, so I think that should work. I'll share more about the details of what changed, what was fixed, what is different now compared to last episode's how do you phrase it? Catastrophe. But yes, let's do that. And I'll be doing Q&A today. It's long overdue and I need some inputs from you as well. So let's start it off. We are still driving with the MP2 Black Edition from Dotec. The sounds are from RJ Productions. This is his remix of the MP3 sounds from SES. So he used the same sound files from SES but remixed them. He made that for the MP3. And what I did is I made a compatibility patch. So this specific truck, this Black Edition MP2, will be using the MP3 sounds from RJ Productions. So as always, you can check all of these out in the mods list. Link is in the video description. But yeah, I've heard some... The truck is good. This truck is very good, very nice to drive, but it uses the default sounds from SES, which are not very pleasing to the ears, so had to do something for compatibility purposes. Right. So first and foremost, what has changed since the last episode? Well, if you guys watched the last episode, we kind of fell off the face of the earth in the end, and I couldn't continue my trip. So the road connections had a bit of a bug there because Arayas was trying to reverse engineer the changes from Pro Mods to make his map mod compatible with the recent changes from Pro Mods. And I think there was like a sector that was missed out. So he was fine-tuning that and now he finally made it work. So he fixed that. But in addition, a few hours before this stream, he actually came up with another road connection, this time replacing all the road connections that Pro Mods did. The Rust map road connection from Pro Mods is no longer necessary if you have the paid version of RoEx 2.7. So I removed those and I replaced it with the new one from him. So you have like a single road connector connecting all Pro Mods, Rust map, and RoEx, which is the way I like it. So hopefully this works better, but we'll see. But huge thanks Arayas for helping out and really working on this hard to make all the map mods compatible. Because Pro Mods did a good job for the Rust map and free version of RoEx, but that's not compatible with the paid version of RoEx. And if you want like the entire thing, the entire content, if you're a PPM, if you have the paid version of RoEx, then you'll want to use the ones from Arayas. Anyway, alright, let's go into the questions. And I have to apologize, it's been a while since the last Q&A. I wanted to do this like a weekly thing, but Flight Simulator came out, and so that had to be put on pause. And actually in line with that, I wanted to ask you guys. I'm not sure I want to hear the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway, so that I get complete, I have complete transparency with you guys. So I hear you out and I listen to what you have to say. But what would you think about doing a Q&A, these Q&A sessions in Flight Sim instead of in Truck Sim? Well, in addition to Truck Sim. So we'll have Q&A both in Truck Sim and Flight Sim. Because in both simulators, you get that nice sightseeing view. The main difference is, of course, what you're driving, what you're flying. So mainly the vantage point is what's going to be different. Wow, that looks hardcore. Hopefully everybody's fine. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you are okay to have like a flight sim Q&A, like the questions that we have, if I can answer those in a flight sim video, or if you'd like to keep it in truck sim only. Another option is for me to improve the Google form where you can ask your questions. By the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is a Q&A segment where you can ask questions and I can try to answer them. If you have questions, you can go to the video description. There should be a link to the form where you can type in your question, and optionally you can also include your name, or you can remain anonymous. Either way is fine. So one option is to use all the questions, answer them in both trucking and flying, depending on my mood. The other option is I can improve that form. I can put in another field like answer this question in flight sim, in truck sim, or either is fine. Just so I know if you are only a trucking fan, for example, then maybe you don't like to watch the flying videos, which I understand. I'm sad, but I understand. But yes, you can. Maybe that's what I'll do. So I'll wait for your comments, but if I don't hear anything, I'll probably do that. I'll modify the form. So you ask your question, you let me know where you want that question to be answered, whether it's truck sim, flight sim, or either, and then your name optional, so that we can specify and I'll know which questions I can answer on which sim specifically. Okay? That might be a good way forward. Let's see. So looking forward to your comments. Are they actually trying to hitch? Probably broken down or something. Interesting. Alright. So, question from Victor. Did I mention this already before? I think I made a bit of a cliffhanger here. Question way back in July. Sorry for the late answer. What kind of skills, talents would you like to develop, and why? And how do you see these skills helping you in the future? Yeah, that's interesting. So, as you guys might know, I have a full-time work. I work as an IT consultant, and the normal path as an IT consultant is to continue learning the craft, continue learning new technologies, getting certifications, things like that, so that you can progress in your career. That's not really something I did. I did not believe so much in certifications. I'm not sure if it's the same in other industries, but in IT, my personal opinion is certifications don't mean squat, to put it bluntly. I've worked with a lot of people, and I've worked with people who have all the certifications you can think of, but they are not. I don't like working with them at all, not because of their attitude only, but their attitude is fine, but in terms of like knowledge, it's like the certification didn't help at all. In contrast, I've worked with people who don't have any certifications but have a lot of real life experience working in the system, getting practical experience, and those are the guys I like working with, because they really know their stuff. And that's more of my philosophy. So I'd like to get like knowledge through experience and not by certification. And in one end you can say, well, you can do both, because on paper the certification would definitely look better. But I feel like the time I spend trying to get certified, learning books and books of trying to memorize books and books of knowledge, is not going to be a proper use of my time. So what I actually do is I try and learn as much as I can where I am in, but I don't really go for certifications. And I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but that's my belief. So I try to learn by experience, and the certifications, instead of spending all those time getting certified, I try and learn other things, in particular content creation. That's why I can get into these games, into these sims. If I focused on certification, there might not be even a YouTube channel. So And yes, I realized that my job, my full-time job, it's nice. I like it. I enjoy it. Of course, there are times when I don't like it. There are times when it's painful and it's just a grind. But overall, it's a great job. I like the work. I like the work. I like the people I work with. But at the end of the day, it's not really my passion. Like, I'm okay to have it. But like, if I had a choice, maybe it's not going to be my top choice, you know. So I would rather spend my time in my top choice and continue learning as the opportunities present themselves. But yeah, so that's why I got into YouTube, because I wanted an outlet initially. And I didn't want to get certified, because I actually am certified in one of the modules. Of course, I tried it before. That's what everyone is recommending. Get certified because it's good. It will help you with your career and everything. And I tried it, and it was all a matter of paper, like memorization. Like, most of the stuff I quote unquote learned from there, or maybe it's better to say I memorized from there, is like memorization for memorization's sake. But the knowledge, I can't really apply it to my daily work. And it was so frustrating, because like the exam for that certification consisted of like, how do you say, like this might be a bit of exaggeration, okay, and we're here in the border now, Ukraine to Belarus. This might be a bit of exaggeration, but think of it this way. It's like the exam asks you, okay, what is written in page 134, second paragraph? What word is in this part? You know, something like that. It's not that extreme, but that was my overall feeling, that the questions were just for the sake of asking questions, just to check if you memorize them, and not really about the core of the learning. Why do you needed that certification in the first place? So it was very frustrating for me. And I learned so much more just being in the system and learning from there, and just Googling my stuff, Googling my way bit by bit, instead of memorizing like hundreds of concepts that not really applicable. So yeah, from there, once I got certified there, I did not want to repeat it again. I was like, okay, you got, I gave you a chance, I got certified, don't ask me anymore, please. And from there, I realized, yeah, it's not really my passion. So I'd rather learn other skills, soft skills, for example. And in this day and age, we live very much in a gig economy. It's not as flat as before, like in the time of our parents or grandparents, where it's like study, get a job, get promoted, and that's it. Nowadays, it's more like a gig economy. Like, you're on your own. You have a job, but it doesn't have to be your end all be all. You can have a sideline. You can learn things on the side. You can do stuff on the side, get multiple sources of income. Eventually pursue your passion. And that's the route I took. That's the route I'm taking. So I'm not focusing on my full-time work in the industry, which is bad for the career itself. But I feel like I'm getting more out of life by being able to explore other areas in my life. Whether that's gaming, you know, something I really enjoy. Might not be as, how do you say, fruitful in other people's opinions. But it's so liberating being able to pursue what you really like. Learning how to make videos, learning how to edit, for example, learning how to market and make thumbnails. You know, the entire YouTube world is such a learning experience. And like this one, in contrast to like getting certified or learning the books, this one really teaches you so much about not only YouTube but about life. Because if you started your own YouTube channel, if you have tried it, then you'll quickly realize it's not just about playing. For example, if you make gameplay videos, that is like, I don't know, 10%, 30% of the entire package. You have so much more in there. You're like, it's very much alike to starting your own business, YouTube. But in this way, especially in the beginning, you're on your own. You do everything. So all the roles you can think of in the business, there is a guy who develops the stuff, right? You're the content creator, the gamer. There is the director, because you're making a video, so you have to know like the angles, the flow, the certain art style. And you have the script writer if you're working off of scripts or a high level one. Like so every role you can think of in a production is there. Lighting, in a way, virtual lighting in case of a gameplay video. And even after all of that is done, you have to edit it. You have to, and once that's done, you have to upload it. So you have to know the technical side of things. You have to know how to make the search engine optimization, the SEO. You have to know how to title your videos correctly, and that's something I'm still learning. All this stuff. So it's not only making the video, but uploading it and putting in the right content in there. And after that, you have to also create a proper thumbnail, a catchy thumbnail and title. And once that's done, you have to market it properly, maybe share it across your channels properly, not being overly hard selling, but getting it out there. That's something I have to learn still as well. Definitely a lot of. And after that, after the video is released, you have to provide you can say on-site or after sales support, basically. So you have to be like the call center agent to your own video, because a lot of people, if you're lucky, then you'll get comments and you'll get questions. So you'll have to support them and answer them and learn how to properly communicate. Now, some people might get you furious. You'll have to control yourself. Some people might ask too much, might be overstepping. You'll have to set boundaries. All those soft skills. It's not just about YouTube anymore. I mean, all those skills you can apply outside as well. And it's such an amazing journey. This is why I love the YouTube world, and I get to interact with all of you guys. That's the number one most fulfilling thing, because I get to discover and be exposed to so many different points of view. It's such a refreshing experience, not being just how do you say, cooped up in my own little box. So those are the types of skills that I would rather develop, skills that I can use outside the world of not only YouTube but my career. So soft skills really help to become a better human being, basically. Stick to 60 here. Looks like 60 kilometers is the speed limit. So yeah, those are the kinds of skills that I would rather develop. Aside from that, developing other soft skills like cooking, that's definitely going to help. Working out, maybe, yeah, that can be a skill. So the practical ones, because as you develop those skills, skill of hustling, really thinking of ideas, not containing yourself into a single job, into a full-time work, really hustling for ideas and knowing how to survive on your own, not relying only on your employer. That's something I would like to learn. Broadening the horizon. But that's my point of view. I'm sure some other folks have different thoughts on it, so feel free to share. I won't bite, but let's keep the discussion respectful and civil. I would love to have, I always love to read the comments, guys, so thank you for taking the time and looking forward to that. Alright, next question. This one is from Togepi. Thank you for asking. Glad to see you asking the question. Do you have any goals in life? Yeah, that's a very interesting one as well. I've seen, so I like reading non-fiction books. In the past year or so, I've enjoyed reading non-fiction books, continuous improvement stuff, listening to podcasts and stuff like that. And they all say the same thing, well, most of them, and that is to set a goal. Because if you don't have a goal, then how do you know where you're going? I'm not sure if I don't really agree with that, or I just cannot think of a proper goal for myself. But I'm not a very goal-oriented person, and there is an argument with this I heard recently, which I really like, so I'm going with this. Maybe setting a high-level goal, not specific, is good enough. Like, I don't know, I want to focus on YouTube, for example, but not having like a goal which is like, oh, I want to have 100,000 subscribers by end of the year. That normally is what they suggest. Your goals have to be realistic, they have to be specific, yada yada. I'm not very much into that philosophy. I would rather say I want to be successful, or I want to focus on YouTube. But the good thing that I heard is actually, instead of focusing on the goal, and so you try to strive for a specific goal, instead of doing that, focus on the habits that get you there. So don't focus on the result, because if you don't reach the result, you'll get sad or you'll disappoint yourself. But focus on the habits. Every single day, are you doing everything you can do to go closer, to get closer to that goal? At the end of the day, can you say you're proud of what you've done? Like, yes, I did my best, and yes, that was I gave it my best effort, or I gave myself some downtime so I can refresh and I don't burn myself out in any way that's possible. So I really like that approach more, focusing on not the outcome, but focusing on the actions that I've taken, because the outcome can always be different, right? You can get lucky, and you can get like a viral video, and you can grow, become a star, for example, overnight. But the opposite is more likely, the more likely case, that it's going to be very slow, it's going to be very drudging. Instead of focusing on the outcome, that to be successful, to get 100,000 subs, or for example, something like that, I just focus on what I'm doing. Okay, I made a video, I woke up early, I thought of a nice, I started thinking of ideas, I got into it with a positive attitude, I managed to finish it, and that's that. If it does well or not, it's not really in my power anymore. I can only do so much, but at the end of it all, there's always that level of luck. And at the end of it, it's like, I don't really care if it becomes successful or not. What I really care about is that I did everything in my power to make it successful. So with that, I am successful. That kind of thinking. So making sure that your goal is within your, circle of control. Something that you can control yourself, and not relying on external factors. Because if you rely on external factors to keep yourself happy, to keep yourself feel fulfilled, then that's going to be a bit challenging when the fortune decides to go against you. So that's what I learned, and that's what I'm really trying to focus on. So focus on the habits. A clear implementation of this, practical application, is like with I I think they used it because I heard this in a financial podcast. So I think they did this in terms of not even financially. Let's say, for example, losing weight. I don't focus on the weight. Like, did I reach my target weight? Because sometimes that's a bit harder to do. But I focus on what I did to get there. Did I eat healthy? Did I work out? Did I avoid temptation? Stuff like that. And regardless if it turns out to be a real weight loss or not is outside the question. But that I realized that I did what I did. Whoa, was that a chicken on the road? Might not sound like a chicken. It's raining. So yeah, regardless of the weight, if I really lost weight or not, is outside it's not what I'm concerned about. It's did I do everything I can to get there? Whether that's taking a proper rest or grinding and working out hard. That's what I'm concerned about. And at the end of the day, if I see that, if I look at myself and I realize that yes, you did good, then that's the goal achieved. That's how I set my goals. I'm not a very forward thinker. I'm a very day-to-day guy, and that might be bad in some cases, but that's how my brain normally works. So unfortunately, I'm not a visionary. I'm more of a, executor. An executor. Like, I make things work. I make things happen. But I don't have the vision. At least not yet. So we'll see if that progresses, improves in the future. But yeah, so that's how I look at goals. Hopefully that helped a bit. Guys, agree, disagree, have some inputs, comments as always, more than welcome. Alright, moving on to the next one. Ozzy bojj or Ozzy boy. Which bus is your favorite one? I actually asked that twice. Bus. Not very familiar with the different buses. So I'm not sure I can say a favorite one. But what I can say is I'm really looking forward to the different bus simulators that are coming out. There are 2 that are coming out next year. There is The Bus by TML Studios, the guys behind Fernbus and Tourist Coach Bus Simulator, TBS, Tourist Bus Simulator. So they are going to release The Bus Simulator probably next year. I think it will be in early access end of this year. Really looking forward to that because they say it's going to be a 1:1 scaled map of Berlin. They'll have some of the famous landmarks there. They'll try to model it as close as possible. I'm not sure yet how detailed it will be, like if it will be a hardcore bus simulator like OMSI or something in between, like a bit casual, a bit hardcore, maybe somewhere in the middle. But there will be like an economy system, and there will be multiplayer. So that will be pretty interesting. For sure we'll be getting into that once it gets out as early as we can. And there's also one more bus simulator. I forgot the name, if it's Bus Simulator 21. But that one I will actually be checking out soon because they gave me a demo version of it. Gave me a key for the demo version. It's going to be like an alpha, so it's going to be pretty raw. I'm not even sure if there's like steering wheel access to it yet. I don't think so. Probably no track IR either, but I'm looking forward to trying it out. If it proves to be promising, even in its very, 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 very early stages, then I'll make a video on it. If not, then we'll, if it's a bit too raw, then we'll leave it out for now. But we'll see. But yes, it looks like it's a nice time to be a bus fan, a bus simulator fan. Right? So thank you for the question, Ozzy. Hopefully that's good enough answer for you. 10 kilometers, almost there. Okay, I think we'll try and go through some more questions before we end. Lucas Jacob 27. New truck SCS ETS2 is upcoming, he says. I guess he's asking if there's a new truck that's coming up. I don't think so, not at least not in ETS2. In ATS, we are all waiting for the Western Star. I think that's the one that's coming up next. Oh, I knew it. Dang it. But we'll see how that works. And yeah, there is another question. Yeah, the other questions are a bit deeper, so we'll leave those for the next episode. But yes, in the meantime, let's leave it at that. So just a couple of blocks away from where we're delivering this. We'll see, hopefully it's not a tricky parking. Nice chill drive, pretty stable so far, I'm happy with that. I have not noticed any stutters, unless I was just too busy talking. Naturalux seems to be working fine in 138. Have all the rain effects. Even the windshield effects are here, so that's great. The black water particles from the ground are still there though. It's always been a bug on my end. I think that's a bug in the closed beta release. Not sure if there's a fix for it. I think in the public branch, in the public open beta, there is no issue like that, but I'm not sure. You guys let me know if you have more info on it. I am liking this truck though. Very like workhorse like. You know, nothing fancy. Pretty classic look. Nice sounds thanks to RJ Productions. Very classy feel. Really makes you get into that trucking vibe. That's nice. I might actually do a silent trucking video of this as well. We'll see. So I think it deserves a bit more spotlight. I'm sure there are fans out there who like silent trucking videos better. You're not into the commentary so much, so we'll see how that works. Is it this one? I almost missed it, I think. There, yeah, it's this one. I'll open the windows just so we can get better visibility. Cost of getting wet inside the cab. Will that work? Yeah, I think we can make that work. Slowly but surely. Looks proper. There we go. Even it out. Looks good. Let's close those before I get too wet inside here. Rainy drive, just the way we like it. Very chill vibes. Love the raindrop sounds. Oh, that gives such ASMR-ish feels. Beautiful. Alright, let's turn this in. Awesome. So far stable. I like it. Alright. Well, thank you for joining me on that drive, guys. Catch you in the next video. Looking forward to your comments and questions. Let's see how we progress from here. Thanks. Clumsy Trucking. Have a nice day. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.